Let's decorate a garden glove today. As you can see here, we've got a cute pink and purple one with a fun floral print. We're going to take the time and recreate this with a little bit of a different color palette today. Let's go with a little bit more of a warmer color palette. I want to make this an orange background. So to do that, I'm taking my red food coloring along with a little bit of yellow food coloring and mixing it up here in one of our little paint palette tubs. Next, we're going to take that pipette that's included in your kit to use it to get some water to add to that little tub there. This water is actually going to make the paint go a lot further, and it's going to end up creating a nice color to paint with. I actually realized that I don't think that my orange is orange enough. It's a little too red, so I'm taking even more yellow and adding it right to that tub. And you can see me testing it there on the paper towel to make sure that I have a shade that I like. And now comes the fun part. We get to start painting. You'll notice here that I like to use the orange for the background of the cookie that is specifically just that glove part, not the fun little details that are the other side of the glove. You'll be able to tell that I'm avoiding those. And when I refer to that, I'm talking about the part that's on the outside of some of the finger portions of the glove, the part that's purple in the reference cookie. Have fun and paint it as much as you like. And you're going to notice here that I'm going to do a lot of painting over to try to get some really nice variations of strokes and to really fully fill the entire space. You want to make sure that you're not going to have too much water on your brush. And if you do, it might eat away at the icing a little bit, and that's okay. But if you use a nice amount of paint here, just like this, you should be able to get the right color and a nice amount of coverage. One of the fun things about painting with watercolor is that you can always layer more colors on. So I didn't feel like my shade of orange was really vibrant enough. It felt too yellow. And I know that we're going to use yellow as an accent color. So I decided here to take red and just add it straight to the orange in really nice light strokes to really bring it to more of a red orange instead of just that yellowish shade. Look at that. Next, we're going to use our yellow and paint all of the little accent areas. This is going to be the little wrist section right here, along with the excess area around the fingers. And then we'll have even more details. Once this part is finished, that's when we get on to adding that fun floral print. The one thing I want to make sure that you keep in mind is not to have a super wet brush when you end up bringing the flowers onto an already painted wet background. You want to make sure that it's more like a pen tip and a little bit less wet. If you feel like you have a ton of water or a ton of food coloring on the tip of your brush and it just looks like a big glob of gel food coloring, you're going to want to wipe that off on the paper towel before you start creating these. And you'll kind of get a better feel for it as time goes on. But if you use a very, very wet paintbrush on an already wet background, it's just going to blur whatever design you're doing. And these were all done with no real rhyme or reason. Have fun putting your flowers wherever you want. While they look super messy right now, that's totally the goal. As you can see with our example cookie on the left, messy is the name of the game. Once I do a first color, I really like to add a second color. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking red and brown just to make a nice darker shade of red to kind of create a nice little accent here to give it a little bit of dimension. Just like the flowers on the left that are pink with a little bit of purple dimension in them too. Remember what I said about you not wanting it too wet? See how I just wiped my paintbrush on the paper towel? That was because I was afraid it was going to be far too wet. And it was. Look at what it did when it blurred that flower. I ended up going right back into the brown food coloring and brought it right onto the cookie. And now it's that really nice shade of brown in there. And you're really just painting other little scribbles right around that original flower shape just to give it a bit of depth. Time to add some green leaves. Really, the name of the game here is quick and fast. You really just put the tip of your brush down and drag it away. It'll create naturally that nice little leaf look. And I like to keep the leaves next to each other personally, but you can have your leaves coming off of your flowers wherever you want. Here we're going to start adding a little bit of that fun detail. Let's get some orange or red and add a little bit of stripes going across those fingertips. I really prefer the contrast of the red on the yellow. You're also going to end up adding that color in the little seams down below on the wrist section. And voila, you have your first garden glove painted. Oh my gosh, please take a photo and be sure to send it over to me, the.messy.cookie on Instagram and Facebook. Happy painting!